All right, so I'm gonna try this whole vlogging thing out. I mean, normally you're used to seeing me on Photoshop and editing, photos in Photoshop, but you don't see me doing a whole lot of the actual act of taking pictures. And it's not that I don't take pictures. Obviously I have to take the pictures to make the pictures, right? It's just that I don't do a whole lot of in the field stuff because it can be kind of tricky. You got multiple cameras, you got all these things going on. But I have some vlogging heroes that I've been following lately. Gavin Hardcastle and Adam Gibbs, their show that they do together it cracks me up. Those guys are hysterical. And they always have a lot of fun when they're doing their stuff. And, Adam's, his own vlog is actually really cool too. And Nick Page, he does some phenomenal things with vlogging. He makes it look so simple, makes it look so easy. Nick Page makes everything look simple though. And then I've got Sean Bagshaw. I just got done doing a video with Sean Bagshaw here on YouTube recently. And, these guys have really inspired me to start doing this. Michael Shaneblum is another one. I met him when I was out of Oregon, had a great chat with him, and his vlogs are phenomenal. Mark Denny produces some of the greatest vlogs, and he has done it so quickly. He's just come out of nowhere with his awesome vlogs. So, I figured I've got all the gear, why not? Another reason why I want to do this vlog is I want to take my new car out. Now, I'm not a car person. If you know me, you know that I've always bought practical cars my entire life. I've never been one to really care about my car other than the fact that it gets me from point A to point B. But recently, I saw a Jeep Rubicon on the side of the highway where I live. There's a dealership here, and I saw this gorgeous Rubicon there. And I said, you know what? I want to go test drive that. And my wife said, go for it. Have some fun. Test drive it. Well, if you know my track record, whenever I test drive something, I usually drive home with it. Now, the funny thing about this is that I think there's like 110 miles on this Jeep, and my wife has put 105 on them. Whose Jeep is it? It's not mine. It's my wife's. Let's be real. It's her room. It's her house. I have an office. That's about it. She doesn't touch my office. It's mine. So I'm going to drive out here to Kansas City, and I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do about some sunset shooting. It doesn't look like there's any clouds out. And another thing my wife always says, there's not a cloud in the sky. That's like her favorite phrase for when it looks like it's a beautiful day. But, if you're a photographer, the term not a cloud in the sky is not actually a friendly term. That means, oh crap, sunset's gonna suck. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna go out anyway. I do want to go to Union Station, which is one of my favorite places to go to around Christmas time. So I want to share that experience with you as well. So I think I'll do that. I'll head out to see what I'm gonna shoot here at sunset if I get anything. If I don't, whatever. It's still, it's better than sitting in my office. One of my favorite things about Kansas City is how accessible it is. I mean, you can see from the skyline out there, maybe not very well in this GoPro, but it's not a very big city, but it's extremely accessible. You can get in and out of here. Here it's like, I don't know, 4 o'clock on a, Thursday or Wednesday afternoon, and there's no traffic. None, period. Now, the south of Kansas City does tend to get more traffic than the north side of the Kansas City, but it's a beautiful city. The skyline where we're going to go and shoot at the World War I Memorial is probably the easiest place to photograph any city to get that skyline shot. I've been to many cities in America, and you try to get that epic skyline shot that just talks and speaks for that city, and it's hard to find them sometimes unless you know the person that knows where to go. Like Seattle, you go to Kerry Park, and you get a great shot there. But here in Kansas City, all you got to do is go to the World War I Memorial, and you get the most beautiful view of Kansas City. So I'm going to go ahead and head to Q39 first before I head out to go do some photography. I might even show you my barbecue that I'm going to eat and make you a little jealous of the burn ends here in Kansas City. So this is Q39 right here on the right-hand side. If you ever find yourself in the Kansas City area and you want good barbecue, you gotta hit up Q39 on 39th Street in Kansas City. It is magical barbecue. The sauce is good, the meats are good, everything's good. I don't think I've ever had anything at Q39 that wasn't good. I'm gonna get something to eat, and then I'm gonna head on over to the World War I Memorial and show you my favorite city from the vantage point that is the best place to capture it. Now, if you're looking at this is how barbecue should be done all around the world. We got some burnt ends on the right, we got some brisket right there in the middle, some sausage in the back, coleslaw, beans. Oh my gosh, that is barbecue. And that's what a good plate of barbecue should look like when you're done. The only scraps that should be left are the vegetables. All right, so let me be real with you about barbecue here in Kansas City. It's good everywhere you go, okay? Q39 is one of my favorites, probably my second favorite though. My first favorite is actually this place called Scott's Kitchen. It's in northern Kansas City, right by the airport. And I gotta tell you, it's kind of like your back home type of barbecue. It's phenomenal. And probably the best barbecue in all of Kansas City, I'd have to say. Okay, Q39, if you're in actual Kansas City, I'd say hit Q39. Another one of my favorites is Gates. I know some people like Oklahoma Joe's. Well, it was Oklahoma Joe's, now it's Kansas City Joe's. I haven't actually had it because it's way too far out there for me to go and get it, especially from where I live. Arthur Bryant's, it's okay. I mean, if you want kind of like a quick barbecue, it's good, but man, there's nothing like Q39 and Scott's Kitchen. Boom, those are the two best. So when you fly into Kansas City, go to Scott's Kitchen, and then when you get into the city, go to Q39. Got it? All right, there's your barbecue lowdown. All right, so I'm about to pull up here to the World War I Memorial, or the Liberty Memorial here in Kansas City. It's actually one of my favorite places, as I've said many, many times, to photograph. But you know, one of my favorite things about it, beyond photographing it, is the drive up to it. I mean, it's just, it feels good, okay? And this is also that place that you're gonna find the best skyline shot of Kansas City. So watch what happens as I turn this corner here. You're gonna see it. It's huge. It's about a 240-foot structure here in Kansas City. It doesn't look like I'm gonna get much color as far as the clouds are concerned. No clouds, but there is a beautiful, very nice sunset kind of glow back there that I really like. That beautiful gradient transition that we get from, you know, where it goes from pink straight up to blue with those oranges in between. And this, man, this is what life's all about. So I'm gonna go ahead and stroll up here and take some pictures. This place is usually packed. It's usually packed, but because it's the winter time and we recently got snow and it's been very cold here, I don't think I'm gonna see many people up here. That's fine though, we'll have some fun. You can see the people coming down here. Usually there's some really nice fancy dressed up people here. You oftentimes see people getting their wedding photos taken here, engagement photos, just about anything that, you know, you name it, to put Kansas City in that backdrop. It's usually a wonderful place to do that. So let's go. Well, that really sucks. So when it snows up here, the World War I Memorial, Liberty Memorial, gets snow all over it, and they end up shutting it down because it can be a hazardous area to walk because it's all just concrete under there. So guess what? I guess, you know, this is how it goes. You find a location that you really want to shoot, and you go out there and things happen. So that's cool. I'll just end up going over to Union Station and starting from there. It's right across there. You can actually see the city back there, but you know, Union Station's not too far from here, so oh well. I tried. So one of the main reasons I wanted to come out here was to use some experimental lenses that I've been playing with that Jim Olninsky taught me how to make. It's basically you take M42 lenses, older M42 lenses, and you modify them so that they do some really interesting things. And with all the lights here, I thought there'd be some really cool opportunities to photograph the tree in the background there with these lenses. So I'm gonna just see what kind of things I can come up with. The patterns that you get with the bokeh with these lenses is just absolutely phenomenal. So it's really gonna be kind of like an abstract. I photographed this place so many times in the Christmas time with regular, you know, photos that I don't really need to do that right now. What I came here for, specifically for, was actually to use some of these experimental lenses and see what I can come up with. So I'm just gonna go ahead and walk around and snap some, and I'll show you them here and see what comes up. So hope you enjoy it. Look at all these beautiful people. They have no idea they're about to be blown into a beautiful bokeh blur excellence from these modified lenses. When I first saw one of these from my buddy Jim Leninsky, I was like, dude, why are you using these lenses that just completely abstract everything? He's like, well, you know what? Sometimes it's not about the image. Sometimes it's about the shapes and the unseen things. And at first I didn't get it, but now I get it. It was so much fun photographing Union Station in a way that I've never seen before. This hallway is really hard to capture the essence of it, but look at what happens with these lights when we photograph them with a different lens. It's really unique. And you know, even when these lights are glittering, the video that you get here is just epic. Well, I guess my first vlogging experience was actually kind of fun. I'm really bummed that I didn't get an opportunity to take you up to the Liberty Memorial so you could see my favorite attraction in Kansas City, but you know, safety first, right? I get it. And if you climb over that rope, because there was some people that were gonna do that, they get on this loudspeaker and they yell at you to say, area closed, crazy. So I didn't want to be one of those people that got yelled at just for the sake of taking a picture, and I've taken that picture many, many times. Plus, we didn't have a really good sunset anyway, but we did have a blast at Union Station. Now, that lens I was telling you about it's an M42 lens, which is basically just a lens, an old lens. This is a Zenitar lens. You can do this with just about any M42 lens that has an adapter that goes to a Sony camera, and you can adapt these M42s to just about any camera. Now, there's some modification that has to be done here. You have to open up the lens and like flip around some things. And with this lens particular, the one I had the most fun with, it was actually an accident. I ruined this lens to the point where it's now only a macro lens. It actually cannot take any regular pictures anymore. So this was actually that lens that got that really cool bokeh with the orbs, and it made, you know, Union Station kind of look like this giant mothership of bokeh vomit. I don't know what else to call it. So when it comes to these modified and converted lenses, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just fail my way through it. My buddy Jim is much better at it, so I'll leave that to the experts. I just wanted to go out, have a little fun, and show you around my city and talk about some barbecue. Who doesn't like barbecue after all? So what do you think? Did I fail? Was it good? Post in the comments below if you like this. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know I should do more. If you want to see more, let me know if you want to see more of these. If you just want to say, hey, go into Photoshop and show us how you use Photoshop, I'll do that too. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this. Merry Christmas. I hope you all have a wonderful New Year, and I will see you somewhere in between then or afterwards. I'm probably going to take a little break here so I can spend some time with the kids. So I'll see you next year on the F64 Academy YouTube channel. So there's a couple things I've noticed about owning a Jeep. The first thing, there's no such thing as a new car smell in a Jeep. It smells like rubber and everything outside. The other thing is that people, like, there's a whole community, I guess, of Jeep people I never really realized, but when you have a Jeep and, you know, like the Wranglers and everyone's like waving at each other when they see each other, I didn't even know that existed. I haven't gotten a Jeep wave yet, but my wife has. Several apparently, I haven't. So, yeah. And the worst part about owning a Jeep, especially the Rubicon edition, is that you look at everything on the road and say, yeah, I could roll over that. Yep, I could go down there. Oh, I don't need that exit. I could just roll down that hill. Yep, don't need that. Oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble in this thing.